Ladies and gentlemen, if I could call for a delegate from each band from both the 4th section and 4B section. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the awards ceremony for both the 4th B and the 4th section. And if I can welcome to the stage the President of the Scottish Brass Band Association, Ms Carrie Boakes, also the adjudicators, Stan Lippiott and John Boakes, and also today's 4th section piece composer, Mr Alan Fernie. The 4th section, the section 4B, despite not getting placings, they do have a written adjudication and a visit from the adjudicator to one of their rehearsals. They also are awarded a certificate today, and I'd like to ask John Boakes if he could come and say a few words. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I've had a great morning this morning, listening to 4th section bands and then the 4B section. The 4B section for me it makes me very proud, because it's great to see our community bands who don't compete coming and taking part in this event today, so that they can savour a little bit of the 4th section bands, hopefully that they'll be aiming to join, and also listening to the cream of the Scottish Brass Bands, the championship section after that. This morning's 4B bands were superb, really, really good. A couple of comments that I've written. One band played Doyle's Lament and had a young cornet player sort of stand up and play a solo. I thought she was so brave, but absolutely beautiful. I don't know if she's in the hall, the young cornet player, is she? She's up the back. I think we should give her a big round of applause. So I've given you some remarks, just helpful remarks, and hopefully I'm going to come out and meet the bands and just sort of work over what we've done. But to all the bands and to the MDs, a huge thank you. So we've got certificates for each band, so if we can get Cluckmannon first. And next up is for instrumental. And finally, Brass Central Strathern. I think there's a young person coming up. Oh, it's Jim.
Thank you, John, and good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Scottish Brass Band Association, can I offer a huge thanks and congratulations to all of our bands that have taken part so far. John did mention the fact that we are very proud of the development section, our 4B section, and having been in and around the hall today and listened to you all, you should indeed be very proud, and it's been lovely to hear such a flavour of music and be entertained by you all today. Our 4th section bands as well, I know that the foundations are there, that's our foundation bands in the 4th section, and it's great to have some return, and it's great to have you all participate in the contest today. On behalf of the players, I'm sure your committee members, those that organise what happens, and also your supporters, whether it's family or friends. A huge congratulations to you all as well today. And I am delighted to stand here just to recognise a couple of very special people. This is something that we've been trying to organise since November. As you know, the strength of the Scottish Brass Band Association is the people that we work with, whether voluntary or in other ways. And at certain points of the year, the Scottish Brass Band, with the trustees and executive, like to take a moment to just recognise with special awards some people without whom we just couldn't be where we are today. And this is one of those very special moments. I did try to make this happen in November, but with everything, life is very busy, so it's lovely that we can have a full hall just to take time to recognise this very special moment. I stand here as President, and this afternoon I would like to present someone, and I keep using the word special because they are, someone who has since 2012 worked tirelessly to support the organisation, our aims, objectives, and also to help us to grow and strengthen and develop as an organisation to make sure that the music making with the brass and percussion genre is the best that it can be. This person has actually had to suffer me in my house. Came one day, listened to my ramblings on my hopes and aspirations for the movement, and left in the wee small hours of the following morning. That's happened. Has connected, obviously, virtually, post-COVID, but has also listened to what we want to happen and how we want to grow and develop. Has also helped us with their skill set and with their passion for music making to secure funding over the past decade. And we were very, very fortunate to be able to work and appoint this person as our business advisor, to work with the government bodies, to be able to raise awareness of who we are and what we do, and to make sure that SABA was punching up there with all the other musical genres. From cradle to grave, they have helped to make the dreams and aspirations that we've had happen. And so today, and this is a surprise to this person, I would like to invite onto the stage Paul Wood and his dear wife, Aileen, because actually behind every successful man, I believe there's an even more successful woman, and that is no more so true on Mother's Day, onto the stage to collect the 2024 President's Award in recognition in support and development of brass bands here in Scotland. So could I invite Paul and Aileen onto the stage at this time? I actually just said to Paul, would you like to say a few words? But no, Paul wouldn't. Just to give you a background to Paul, and Paul, we have a lovely photograph of you on the stage, and that was Julie's fault. Paul has been involved in music making instrumentally, and we crossed paths in East Ayrshire when he was the head of instrumental in East. But Paul, if you were only to Google Paul, you would find that Paul is involved in so many music making organisations around the country, and he has this natural skill set of being able to hone in and make sure that what is being delivered is quality. So we are delighted that he has spent time working with us. he is so busy that he's now stepping down, and if you were at the AGM or you've certainly been looking at the Saba minutes, you'll know that Aileen Douthwaite has now very kindly agreed to help drive our strategy and kind of funding forward, and we look forward to that partnership working with Aileen. She's with us today. Both of them are poorly, and I hope it's maybe been not caused by brass bands. So that's, and we wish you all the very best, and as we said before, look forward to working with Aileen. I'm now going to, and again, we talk about special people. I'm absolutely delighted, proud and privileged to welcome a very dear friend up to say a few words at this point in time. Again, on behalf of Saba, we were really honoured when Capital chose the fourth section test piece. If you've read the background of the test piece, you'll be aware that it was a Creative Scotland funded project post-COVID, and there was no one better to write that piece of music than Alan Fernie himself. And it's been great, not only at our AGM when the Cooperation Band delivered the workshop on the test piece, listening to the background to the piece, but also just having Alan here with us. We have got so many diamonds in Scotland that deserve to be recognised and celebrated and praised, and please make sure at every chance and turn you do that, because you never know what's gone until you've lost it. So make sure that you continue to promote and celebrate all that we have. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to Alan just now to say a few words about a fantastic test piece that we've had this afternoon. Alan.
Thanks very much. I'm going to start off with a joke at my fellow composer Christopher Bond's expense. He stood here yesterday and says, "If you've enjoyed my piece, my name's Christopher Bond. If you haven't, my name's Alan Fernie." So, same again, if you've enjoyed Jock Tamsin, I'm Alan Fernie. If you didn't like it, it's written by Christopher Bond. Tell him that. It's been a really, really emotional morning for me. The piece, the idea of this was being an area piece. I first actually heard in this building in 2022 when I was judging the Scottish Challenge contest with Sandy Smith. He was in the box with me, and he said that it might be chosen. It's up for consideration. If I have anything to do with it, that it will be chosen. It wasn't conceived as a test piece, which is maybe why it's went down so well. Hopefully all the bands, it doesn't make a fool of any of the bands. It doesn't test you to the limit. And maybe, just maybe, if you're no fed up with it already, you might want to play it later on at a concert or something like that. The movements can stand alone. I have a couple of apologies to make. First of all, to all the first baritone players out there for calling you Fat Bob. Please tell me somebody sat on a bucket, by the way. Please. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And I also have to apologise to all the Primrose Pattersons out there on the euphonium. That was a euphonium solo, definitely written by a trombone player with a chip in his shoulder, that one, isn't it? I apologise. As I say, I heard half the bands this morning, 6 to 11, for logistical reasons. I couldn't hear the first half of the contest. I found it incredibly emotional, and I also found it hugely entertaining. Every band brought something to it. Of course, it's not up to me at all in what way, but I was just so honoured to hear my piece. The three movements are dedicated to, obviously, people in the Scottish banding movement. The last movement dedicated to Gareth Bowman. The first movement, which is loud and noisy, is dedicated to her. The second movement is Nigel Durno, and Nigel helped set the piece. I'm still writing music with pencil and paper. Nigel put it on the computer. Then, of course, sadly fell very, very ill, and we wish Nigel all the best. We had a wee bit of bother editing it, so there might have been one or two wee gremlins, and I do apologise for that. But please, conductors, can you just fix them yourselves? Okay? Use your imagination. You're all clever folk. You really are. And by the way, can I pay tribute to four-section conductors? I know what the four section's like. I've been here for a long time. It's where the real conductors operate. I once met a conductor who had found himself slumming it in the fourth section for a wee while. He was used to the championship section. And he grabbed me and says, Alan, it's so difficult here. You get them playing properly, and they go on stage, and they don't play properly. And I said, welcome to the fourth section, Archie. That's where the real men and women operate. So a huge tribute to your conductors, heroes all. And that's really all I have to say, except I didn't have to explain Ur Willie to anybody here, I'm sure, as I have had to do in various other regions with no clue who Ur Willie is and all the rest of it. It's just been a joy. Thank you so much.
And just finally, before we get to the actual prizes, if I can ask John to come and say a few words about the section as well. Thank you.
Did you enjoy this piece? Yes. This is an absolute cracker of a piece. You know, anybody who says it's not, they really don't know what they're talking about. This is a magical piece. Stan and I had a great morning this morning. It was dead easy to adjudicate. It was lovely to listen to. I had to explain to him who Ur Willie was. But we got there. All I want to say is that Saba are so proud of our jewel in the crown, Alan Fernie, because he is magical. This piece was born from an idea that Saba had in conjunction with Creative Scotland for 4 composers to write music during the COVID time. And Creative Scotland funded us to do this. Alan was one of those. And this piece is definitely one of the best pieces that we sort of had in that group of 4 composers. What I like about it is, he says, this is music for everyone. And you know it is, because you'll play it again after today. A lot of test pieces aren't played again. You'll play this again and again. So congratulations to all the bands and the conductors, and well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. And just before the prizes, can I just remind the bands that the remarks will be on stage for every band, and the results will be shown up on the screen. And could the winning band please assemble in the foyer for photographs after the announcement? Oh, I beg your pardon, sorry. Can we just have a few words from Stan? Sorry.
I can't help but feel that me speaking at this moment in time becomes the good cop, bad cop situation. We've spoke really well about an absolutely fabulous test piece for this section. There's one thing definitely, that Alan Fernie is a diamond in our movement. Alan Fernie. In fact, not many of you will know that me and Alan go back years and years. When he was playing trombone for Newton Grange, and I was playing flugelhorn for Grimethorpe, and we competed against each other, and we've been great friends ever since. Now then, to the nitty-gritty. Can I first say that the piece demands some control, and not all bands show that control today. The winning performance had control from start to finish. It wasn't the biggest and it wasn't the loudest, but it was certainly the most controlled. And I'm sure this band will do well in Cheltenham. The band that came second will also represent the region very well. Can I also add at this point, I think this is the finest hall that area contests are played in. So then let's talk about bands and percussion, especially percussion. Did you realise that we were only sat there? We certainly could hear most of you, but look at the first few bars. Percussion 40, band fortissimo. Did it work? Just on a few occasions. On a couple of occasions, it didn't work at all. But, and also, there was a problem with tempos. The bands that fell foul of the music for me were where they're taking the first and the last, or both movements, too fast. It destroyed the style of the writing. That happens in this section. You know, you can write about intonation all day long because we get it in the fourth section. But today, there's been some fine playing, a little bit of intonation and tuning, but also we've had some fine soloists playing today. So if you can put your hands together for anybody that's playing a solo today, well done. Going back to the tempos, my old mentor, George Thompson, who was the conductor at Grimethorpe when I was a young lad, he used to say, music finds its own correct tempo. And I think certainly in this piece it does, because it lets the style and the blend of the music come through. So once again, thanks for having me along. I've enjoyed myself. I'm actually staying in Perth all week. So if you don't agree with my... I ain't telling you where I'm stopping. But I hope to get onto one of the golf courses if the weather's all right. So all the best to you all. Thanks for having me along. And remember that golden rule in music. There's only 3 sharps. B sharp, C sharp, and look sharp.
Thanks very much. So, to the awards. The Scottish Brass Band Association Medal for the Best Instrumentalist goes to the Principal Euphonium Player with band number 1, Bonaccord B. Today's youngest double B-flat bass player winning the Tommy Dennington Trophy goes to Jack Mayer from the MacTaggart Scott Loneheads. The third prize, winning the Hugh P. Walker Memorial Trophy, goes to band number 4, Hoik Saxhorn. Second place, winning the George Johnson Tribute Trophy and an invitation to the national finals in Cheltenham in September, is band number 2, Buckhaven and Methil Miners. And today's first prize, winning the Besson and Company Challenge Cup, the Scottish Regional Challenge Trophy, medals for each band member and a winner's banner, plus an invitation to the national finals at Cheltenham in September, goes to band number 1, Bonaccord B. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if I can just remind you that the remarks will be on stage, and if the winning band could assemble in the foyer for some photographs.